Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is the 35th tutorial in this course, and in this tutorial we are going to check out the switch statement. The switch statement is one of the several decision-making constructs that C provides us, and in this course we've already checked out quite a lot of decision-making constructs. We've seen the if statement, the if-else statement, the if-else ladder, and also the nested if-else statement. So there are a lot of ways of doing one thing, and switch offers a very cool alternative to the if-else construct. So we're going to see the syntax of switch in this tutorial, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a program that's going to be a 4-function calculator. And what I mean by that is we're going to ask the user to enter a character, and basically we would be expecting the user to input the operator that has to be applied to two numbers. So we're going to have two numbers in our program. I'm going to have two floating point numbers, and I'm going to name the variables, initialize them, and then based on the input provided by the user, we are going to perform some mathematical operation on those numbers. So let's get started. As you can see, I've saved a file using CodeBox. I've given it the name switch.c. On line 1 in this file, I have my header file. On line 2, I've declared the main function. Lines 3 and 4, I have my curly braces, and between the braces we're going to type the code that's required for the program. So as I said, we're going to have two floating point numbers, and I'll name my variables a and b, and on the next line I'll initialize them. I'll give a the value 40 and I'll give b the value 20. Alright, and of course, to store the input provided by the user, we'll have to declare a character variable, because the input is going to be a character, right? Whether it's the addition symbol or the subtraction symbol or the asterisk or the division symbol, it has to be stored in a character variable. So to do that, I'll have to type in the keyword char, and then I'll have to give a name to my variable. I'm going to call it choice. On the next line, I'm going to ask the user to enter some input. So enter an operator, right? And I'll put a semicolon to terminate this statement. On the next line, I'm going to use scanf to store the input in the variable choice. And of course, since choice is a character variable, we'll have to use the %c format specifier here. After the second double quotation mark in the scanf function, I'll type in the address of operator or the ampersand symbol, and then the name of the variable, which is choice. And I'll put a semicolon to terminate this statement. And now we are going to begin our switch construct. And to do that, I'll type in the keyword switch, and within parentheses, I'll type in the name of the variable on which I want the switch statement to operate, right? So the input is stored in the variable choice, and that's why choice goes within the parentheses in switch. On the next line, I'll have a pair of curly braces, and whatever code the switch statement has to execute has to be between these curly braces, right? And you're going to have several cases based on the different values that the choice variable can take, in your program. So the first case is going to be for the addition symbol, and since the addition symbol is a character, we'll have to put it within single quotation marks, right? And as you can see, I have typed the keyword case, and this is a part of the switch syntax, and you must be able to observe that its color is blue, right? So it's printed in blue, and it's the same as all the keywords in the program. So float is a keyword, char is a keyword, switch is a keyword, and all these are printed using the same color. After the second single quotation mark of the addition symbol, I'll have to put a colon, and after this colon, I can type in all the code that I want to be enclosed within the periphery of this particular case, right? So I'm just going to have one printf statement, and this printf statement is going to display the result of the addition operation, for variables a and b. So result, and then I'll have to type in the %f format specifier, because the result is going to be of floating point as well. And then after the second double quotation mark, I'll type in a plus b, and I'll put in a semicolon to terminate this statement. And since I do not want the other cases to be executed after this case finishes its execution, I would have to put in the break statement here. And I haven't discussed the break statement in this course thus far. I'll discuss it in another tutorial, but break just allows you to move out of your switch construct, once you are finished working with a case, right? On the next line, I'll type in case again, and within single quotes, I'll type in the subtraction operator, and I'll put in the colon after this. And on the next line, I'm going to have printf, and we're pretty much going to do the same thing within a pair of double quotation marks. I'll type in result, a colon, and the percentage %f format specifier, but after the second double quotation mark, I'll type in a minus b, right? So you must be able to observe that there's a pattern that we are having here, and I would just copy this entire thing and paste it 2 more times for the remaining arithmetic operators, the multiplication and the division operators. And I'll have to obviously make some modifications. I'll have to put in the asterisk symbol here in plus of the subtraction operator, and here I'll have to put in the division symbol, right? And what if the user inputs something that is not covered by any of these cases, right? What if the input is some other character or some number or some alphabet or some special character, some function key or something? Then for such a case, you also have to include a default case, right? So this case would be executed if none of these cases are executed, right? And I'll print something like invalid input for this particular case. I'll put in a semicolon to terminate this statement. And of course, since this is the last case in the switch construct, you don't have to put a break statement after this case, right? So I'll save the file. I will click on build and run to see the output, and there you go. I see the message enter an operator. So if I type in the addition symbol and press the enter key, I see that my result is 60, and that's because the value of A is 40 and the value of B is 20, and if you would add them, you would get 60. And since both these variables are of float data type, the result is 60 point string of zeros. And you can try for the remaining operators as well. So if I would type in the negative operator, the subtraction operator, and press the enter key, you would see that the result is 20, because 40 minus 20 is 20, right? And let's also see what happens when we enter something else like some alphabet like F. And if I would press the enter key, then you would see that the default case gets executed and you see the output invalid input. So switch is particularly helpful when your programs are menu driven. And what I mean by that is if you display some options to the user at the beginning of your program, and if the user makes a selection of the several options that the user sees. So for such cases, switch is really very helpful. And also when you know in advance how many cases you're going to have and what kind of cases you're going to have. So it's different from if, and is different from else. And just try to be a little innovative and try to experiment with the switch statement. You can do loads of interesting things with it, and maybe we're going to check out more applications of it in this course. But for the time being, this is all I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I'll see you guys in the next one, in which we discuss something interesting and important again. And please subscribe to my channel in case you haven't already, and I'll see you soon.